Hello friends, and welcome to Santa Barbara Community Church. I'm Miss Donna, and I'm so happy to be with you today. I have a question for you. Have you ever had to share a dessert with someone, and when you break it in half, you tried really hard to make sure that you ended up getting the bigger piece? It can be really hard to share. And in today's true story from the Bible, we're going to hear a parable that Jesus told. Do you remember what a parable is? A parable is a story with a deeper meaning to help teach us a lesson. And in today's parable, Jesus tells us about someone who didn't even think about sharing with others. Let's find out what happens.
Here we go. Hi, I'm Erica. You ever play concentration? Or some people call it memory.
My friends and I play it all the time. I'm the best at it.
The object, if you don't already know the rules, is to find two cards that match. Boom! So, my friends and I have added a rule. Anytime you make a match, you
get candy. Candy, 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 candy.
What can I do? It's a rule, and rules are part of life. Yes! You've got to talk about rules when you're talking about responsibility. Responsibility is showing you can be trusted with what is expected of you. Of course, the rules don't say I have to eat candy every time I get a match. So, usually, I save it for later. This is what I've won so far. I mean, what can I say? I know how to pick 'em. My friends are like, you're too good at this game. Give us some candy. And I'm like, get your own. I might have a problem. No. Today's story is one that Jesus told about a man who had a little problem with sharing. Who knows what that's like? I'll see you in a bit. Mine.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Luke, chapter 12, verses 13 through 21.
Everywhere Jesus went, large crowds followed him. Some really wanted to learn and change. Some were just curious. Others, like the religious leaders, listened to Jesus' words so they could trap him with tricky questions. But there were some people who just wanted Jesus to back them up, to tell them that their way was the right way. One of these was a man, we'll call him Ezra.
Teacher! Hey! Teacher!
Ezra's demand was loud enough that everyone stopped talking to look at him.
Are you gonna let me through or what?
Ezra shoved through the crowd, dragging another man behind him, his brother.
Teacher! You've got to tell my brother here that he has to divide the family property with me.
Ezra's brother looked like he wanted to sink straight into the ground. Jesus turned to Ezra.
Friend, who made me judge or umpire between you?
People listen to you. I thought you could, just settle this. Tell my brother I'm right.
Watch out. Be on your guard against wanting to have more and more things. Life is not made up of how much a person has.
That is not what I asked.
Jesus didn't argue with the man. Instead, he told a story, a parable. If he had told this story today, it might sound just a little something like this. There once was a rich man whose field grew a fantastic crop of grain. Perhaps it was corn. His manager brought him the good news.
Sir, we're set to bring in a bumper harvest of cobs and kernels.
Yes! Go me!
Oh, well, your employees did an excellent job of preparing the fields.
Go me!
And there was a lot of sunshine.
Go me!
And just the right amount of rain.
Go me!
Yes, go you.
Harvest the crop at once!
Well, we're working on that. There's just a little problem.
Problem? Who messed up? Fire them at once!
Oh, no. It's a good problem. You don't have enough barn space to store all your grain.
Huh. I'm just too successful. Go me.
Well, I was thinking you could share some of the grain.
Share it.
Well, yes. Some extra bushels for your employees, maybe give some of it away, popcorn for all the kids in town, hold a cornbread festival for everyone.
But it's all mine.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
I know. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Then I can store up all the extra grain for myself.
Oh.
See to it. I want those new barns up by the time the corn harvest is in.
Yes, sir.
The old barns were torn down and brand new, bigger barns were built.
Perfection. Is the corn harvest complete?
Yes, sir. All finished.
Excellent. Have the men store it all in these new barns immediately.
But they're so tired.
I said immediately.
Yes, sir.
At last, the rich man's entire corn crop was stored in his shiny new barns. He settled back in a comfy deck chair and surveyed his property as the sun set.
Go me! Self, you've done pretty well for yourself. You got grain stored away for a lot of years to come.
He popped a gourmet corn chip into his mouth.
Self, take it easy. Eat, drink, and live it up.
You foolish man.
The rich man nearly choked on his chip.
Excuse me?
The rich man looked around, but he could see no one. He was entirely alone.
Oh, great. Is this supposed to be some God moment where I discover what I've been doing wrong?
That's exactly what it was.
You foolish man. Tonight I will take your life away from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?
Could we come up with a different ending to this story?
But there was no way out for the rich man. He had chosen to focus only on what he could keep for himself. Jesus wrapped up his parable by explaining,
That is how it will be for whoever stores things away for themselves, but is not rich in the sight of God.
We don't know how Ezra responded, but maybe, just maybe, he started worrying less about getting more of his family's stuff. Maybe he started to care a little more about sharing what he did have with his brother.
Jesus told the story of a rich man. He had more than enough food for himself to eat, and he kept it all. Every last grain. Don't misunderstand me. There's nothing wrong with saving. It's good to save your allowance money for that new toy you want. It's good to save candy for later instead of eating it all at once. But saving wasn't the problem with the rich man. No. His problem was his heart. He loved himself and his stuff more than he loved other people. And that's not good, because people are always more important than stuff. You see, I can't say that I'm a follower of Jesus if I'm going to be selfish with the things I have. Those things don't match. It's our responsibility to share with others, and we all have something we can share. Maybe you have time to share, or money, or candy. You're going to have all kinds of chances in your life to share with someone who has less than you. Don't miss your chance. Here's a rule for life to remember today. Share what you have. I've got candy to share next time I see my friends. I've got clothes I don't wear anymore that I could donate. And I've got time if anyone wants to play concentration with me later. Although I warn you, I'm pretty much the best at it. See you next time. I'll save you some candy.
Sometimes the road ahead can be so rough. You are the reason why I don't give up. 'Cause even when it's hard to see, I still believe. So I'm gonna try.
Never turn away, you never leave my side. And every time I call your name out just to find that you're already right here with me, never been alone. I can trust you with my heart, 'cause this I know. You are always faithful, you love me from the start. No matter what I'm facing, I will trust you with my heart. You are more than able to lead me through the dark. Your love is never failing, I will trust you with my heart. Whoa, I will trust you with my heart. There are days when I feel I need a friend, and then I hear your voice reminding me again that you're already right here with me, never been alone. I can trust you with my heart, 'cause this I know. You are always faithful, you love me from the start. No matter what I'm facing, I will trust you with my heart. You are more than able to lead me through the dark. Your love is never failing, I will trust you with my heart. Whoa, I will trust you with my heart. No matter what may come, no matter what I go through, God, you are never gonna fail me, I will trust you with my heart. No matter what may come, no matter what I go through, God, you are never gonna fail me, I will trust you with my heart. You are always faithful, you love me from the start. No matter what I'm facing, I will trust you with my heart. You are more than able to lead me through the dark. Your love is never failing, I will trust you with my heart. Whoa, I will trust you with my heart. Whoa, I will trust you with my heart. Whoa, I will trust you with my heart.
Wow, that was such a good reminder for me to hear. People are always more important than stuff. Sometimes I can forget that, and I need God to help change my heart so I can care about people more than my stuff. I loved thinking about what I can share with others. I wonder what you have that you can share. Think about more than just your stuff. Do you have a special skill you could share, like singing or baking or playing the piano or drawing or painting? Maybe you could share your time or your strong muscles, helping out with chores at your house or in the yard. Maybe you could use your reading or math skills to help your siblings or a friend. I'm going to give you a few moments to be quiet and talk to God and think about how you could share what you have. Find a comfy spot, close your eyes, and just talk to God and think for a little bit. Were you able to think about some things? Did you feel like God reminded you of things you could share that you hadn't thought of before? I have 2 things for you to do with the things you thought of. One is to ask your grown-up to print out this page. Then fill in the coupons to give to people as a way of promising to share things you have or are good at with them. Maybe you could share your reading skills by reading to your younger sibling. Or maybe you'll share your piano skills by doing a concert over FaceTime for your grandma and grandpa. Or maybe you will go through the clothes in your closet or your toys and choose some to give away to someone else who needs them. Here's my coupons that I made. And I said that I could share my cooking with people. I like to cook and I'm good at cooking. Or I could share my organizing. I'm kind of a good organizer. Sometimes people need help organizing. I could share my clothes. I have a lot, more than I need. I could share my reading. I could read to someone who's older who might want someone just to read to them. Maybe I could read to my mom or dad over the phone. and I could share encouraging words with someone. Maybe I could write a card or a phone call to somebody. And I'm pretty good at cleaning, so maybe I could help someone clean something. So that's what I thought of for my coupons. So have fun thinking about for your coupons what you might write down. But don't wait for someone to ask you for the coupon to share. Do it this week without them even asking. And another activity that you can do now that you've thought of things that you can share is to have your grown-up print out this page. And you're going to write in on each of the squares in the cube something that you have that you could share. Clothes, toys, your time, your strength, your singing, soccer. Keep thinking of different things that you could share until you fill up each square. Here's my cube where I wrote categories of all the things that I could share. So things like my hands, I can use my hands to share and help people with their jobs. I can share their jobs. Or I could share my money or share my organizing. I can share my time. I can share my words with people and I can share clothes with them. So that's what I did. Once you get that all finished, you're gonna fold on all those dotted lines. You fold in on every dotted line until you've made an entire cube. And then you fold the cube all together and you put one piece of tape over to tape it all together. And once you've got it all taped together, you can use it. There, I've got my cube. I can tape up the sides to make it a little stronger if I need to. And then every day, I'm gonna roll that cube and whatever shows at the top, so this day it showed with hands. Can you see that? So this day, I'm gonna think about how I could share my hands with someone to make their lives easier. I can help them maybe make their bed, or I can use my hands to give them a back rub. I can think about how I could share my hands to be a blessing to them. From your skills to your hobbies, to hard work, to your stuff, I'm so thankful that God has given each of you and me endless opportunities to share what we have. I can't wait to hear the stories of how you shared what God has given you this week to make a huge impact on those around you. Well, before we go, I have something I want to show you. Let's watch this video together. There's a large object that gets dropped into the lake. And do you see those big ripples that happened in the surface of the water when the object goes in? That big object made a big difference in the water. So just like that big object in the pond made giant ripples, I want to show you how even something small can make a ripple. So I have a small container of water here, and I have this baster with water. And if I drop in just a drop of water, do you see how even that makes ripples in this water? So even just a small drop of water into another giant container of water makes a difference, just like sometimes the small actions we do in sharing with others can make a difference. Whether it's a big thing you do or a small thing, you can make a difference in the lives of the people around you. Sometimes you can do that just by sharing what you have. This month's memory verse can help us remember that it's important to faithfully share whatever God has given us. Let's say the verse together. Suppose you can be trusted with something very little, then you can also be trusted with something very large. Luke 16:10. This verse reminds us that if God can trust us with little things, that shows that we can be trusted with large things too. If we can learn to share little things, then we'll be able to share large things too. Let's say the verse together one more time. Suppose you can be trusted with something very little, then you can also be trusted with something very large. Luke 16:10. Will you bow your head and pray with me? Dear God, it's so easy for us to hold on too tightly to the things we have. Help us to let go when we see others in need and to be willing to share what we have. God, help us to be quick to love the people around us by sharing what you have gifted us with. And God, help us to remember that there is nothing too small or insignificant that you can't use in order to do big things. Help us to know that we can always share what we have. Amen. Well, I hope you have a great week, and I hope you have fun thinking about how you can share what you have. See you later.